Welcome back to the lab. It's Thursday. Tomorrow being Friday, it's practice day before the final round of NZ Superlap Series 22/23. There's 4 rounds in the season. This season, as you guys know, I've only done 2. It is a drop around thing. So this 3rd round that we're going to do is quite important if we want to worry about positions in the series. Now we're entered in Pro Open. There's also Unlimited. We could have entered that, but didn't. It's only like $50 or something to enter that, but we didn't bother. So as things have played out, it comes down to we need to win this round, and our mate Leon, he needs to come 2nd or 3rd if we want to win Pro Open. Possible, improbable, we'll see. So anyway, I've been having a crack. Our daughter's been a little bit unwell. She's had a cold and she's been coughing all night. It's been keeping me awake. So I haven't been all that onto it for doing customers work. So I've been doing simple stuff on the march for the bulk of the week. Fortunately, she's getting over her cold, so very good timing. Let's have a look. This is the biggest improvement that I'm joking. That was a piece of aluminium before with a couple of holes in it. Look, I had some offcuts of carbon fibre. 80 grams. You know, why bother? Because it took 2 minutes and it's 80 grams that we're not going to carry around the racetrack anymore. Everyone's laughing, 80 grams. But I did this as well. These guys are good. I love these guys. Did this as well. This is carbon fibre, real carbon fibre. So what was on there, it's on the floor behind the car, you'll see it in a minute. This was a piece of 2mm thick aluminium across here that I had shrunk the top edge of it. I used that for a mould to make this. This is why it's a little bit wobbly if you get the light just right, but we don't care. I think it was 100 and something grams, 120 grams or something like that there. So, I mean, that particular piece plus this piece is a couple of 100 grams, heading towards a can of Coke already. That was, the bigger piece was significantly more. I don't remember off the top of my head. There'll be photos on Facebook telling you how much. Look, it's all dusty already. I need to give it all a clean. 800 grams or something maybe. So a kg gone from those 3 pieces there. So that's pretty good. I've done that. There's some stuff on the floor here. That's not carbon fibre. That's rubber. Lots and lots of rubber. Make a really cool wig if you could stick it together. And why have I done that? These Nexons are too good. They last too long. We don't do enough track time, or we haven't lately because of COVID and stuff and things. So calendar-wise, they're getting on quite a lot. These are 2 months short of 4 years old, but they had heaps and heaps of tread, except for where I've had some faux pas and flat spotted them. Like this is from skidding sideways around turn 1 at warp speed 9, and this is from where I did it somewhere else. So the tyre wasn't particularly round anyway, right? And it had heaps and heaps of tread. It still does. So I got my rasp, I put the car in gear, I positioned myself sensibly so that I wouldn't get sucked in, eaten up by the car if everything went wrong. And I've shaved the tyres. Pretty good. It's an old trick that people don't generally do a lot anymore. There's some parts that are quite down, right? So you'll see that it's barely touched this bit here because it was a bit of a flat spot. Same with this here. So I've actually made them more round. More importantly, I've exposed some fresh rubber. They'll be nice and grippy. I don't have $2,000 for a set of tyres at the moment, or potentially just a little bit less than that, depending on where you get them from. But these, as you can hear, are now very, very sticky. All the good stuff is at the top. Anyway, moving along from that, see, there's, I don't know, I suppose the car's lighter too, right? A less rotating mass. That's carbon fibre as well now. I made that quite light, so that was a whole kg lighter there as well. And then what I've done is exhaust pipes used to turn down. Oh, look, here's a good example. Here's the original one. I took this off. the back edge of it just stopped, right? Just stopped dead. Took that off and I made this one. and the back edge of it rolls around, because that's what you do to try and keep the air attached as long as it can before it finally breaks away. And I've tested this with compressed air actually out of an air gun. It does actually hang on there quite a long way, and actually the air that you're blasting along here comes actually quite a long way around. That's Coanda effect or something like that. You guys know the word that I'm meaning. The air wants to go around the corner with the shape of the curve. You can see these notches out of here for the exhaust. There, you can see those significantly bigger. That's because the exhaust pipe came out of here and then the tip actually turned down a little bit. Not heaps, but it was down. So the exhaust gases were actually pointing down at the ground, which would pull the air away from the bottom of the diffuser, and it would create lift. So thrust, upwards thrust from the exhaust pointing down, right? The more gases you have coming out, the more it tries to push the back of the car. We're talking tiny amounts, but hey, you know. And it would pull the air away from this earlier, and so then effectively maybe make this area of the diffuser not work anymore, although the exhaust staining underneath tended to indicate that that wasn't really an issue. But anyway, so what I've done is made some new exhausty tips. These are aluminium, right? And like aluminium, not really ideal for an exhaust system, but if you look in there, see way in there? You can see daylight through there. That's because it's open at the other end. So as you blast air through here, exhaust gases, it will pull air through from the front, which will help pull air out of the engine bay to keep the engine bay cool. It will cool down the exhaust gases that are coming out of here to stop this getting so hot, so we won't melt our carbon fibre, which is not bad for heat resistance anyway. They make mufflers for motorbikes out of carbon fibre, so we're all good. And it will also pull more gases through to try and get more of that same effect that we're trying to do. Exhaust gases coming out of here, pulls air from down there, sucks car to the ground, car go better, more grippy. The reason why I did all this is to do away with that turn down at the end, get rid of that. So this is actually pointing ever so slightly up now, rather than down. So incremental improvements, but improvements nonetheless. And it actually looks real badass when it's on the ground, when it's clean. It's all very dirty already, and a lot of the dust is sticking to a lot of these pieces. I don't know why it tends to stick to that more, but there you go. So that needs a clean. You saw I made carbon fibre end plates. You saw that. You saw I did the gurney flap. That's cool. In there, the little box that runs everything, that's made by those good fellas on the bonnet that I showed you before, that is now running this here, that in particular. That's right, we finally, thanks to Adam at Link ECUs, we finally engaged clutchless shifting. So it's closed loop, and the differences between that and open loop I'm not going to go into. I'm not 100% certain myself, to be honest. You can look it up. I could look it up. But it uses gear ratios, it uses engine speed, it uses wheel speed, it uses the force that you're putting into the gear lever, it uses your throttle position. It's got driven upshift, so when you've got your foot flat to the floor and you're changing up gears, it's got undriven, I think it's called, the technical term, undriven upshift, so you back off and you want to change up gears, it'll sort that out for you as well. And it's got clutchless downshifting, so it's got auto blip on the throttle. Because we're drive-by-wire, the ECU can speed the engine up briefly while you're decelerating to unload the dogs in your sequential box and allow it to disengage, go down a gear and re-engage. I guess it's the same principle to go up as well, right? If you're decelerating. So that should be pretty cool. My guess is we've got rid of that blip that we were having with the map limit. We were touching into a map limit by accident. It was just like by 2 kPa. So I was changing gear and it was boost spiking just a tiny little bit from the surge of air when you open up the throttle and it touching the map limit, and then it was sorting itself out. So basically each gear change was about 0.4 of a second of no acceleration. Whereas now with clutchless, no lift, flat shifting, right? So you've just got your foot flat to the floor, you just pull on the gear lever, bang, you're in the next gear. It's going to happen in about 0.1 of a second, something like that. You should be good, should be faster. So that doesn't mean we're going to go 0.3 of a second per gear shift per lap faster. It doesn't work like that. We didn't accelerate for 0.4 of a second. That doesn't mean we stopped and we're stationary for 0.4 of a second. So what that will actually take out of a lap is anyone's guess. Depends how many times I change gear, and depends how many times the map limit had been hitting before and how good I was changing gear, etc, etc. So she needs a clean, especially after doing this. We've got rubber everywhere. Clean. That's it. It's good to go. This is it. She'll be on the trailer tomorrow, and I don't know if we'll go up to Hampton Downs and get scrutineering done tomorrow, or whether we'll leave it till Saturday. But there you go. We are ready to go, and we are fingers crossed. I didn't show you any of the full laps from that session that we did. Oh, these are new. They're not going to do a lot. They're just there for looks. Should I make those from carbon fibre? I could do that tomorrow. It'll look nicer. It'll take next to nothing. I don't know what a piece of aluminium that size weighs. 150 grams. Might pull 75 grams out each side. Doesn't look bad for a march, does it? I lost track of what I was saying. I didn't show you any of the full laps of the session that I did at Hampton Downs last time because I didn't want to give too much away. But it's fast. We PB'd on a fast cool down lap, essentially short shifting and braking early, and not hoofing it too hard around the corners. Certainly like giving it full beans on the exit of the corners, but backing out of it early. So our PB at Hampton Downs, the official PB, is a 109.9 blah blah blah, whatever it is. I'm pretty confident, as long as the weather's nice, we're going to smoke that. What we will actually achieve, I don't know. I believe we need to be aiming for 7s or something like that to get to where we need to be. It's not impossible. We'll find out. I'm, like I say, not doing the test day tomorrow. So it could be that I go out on track and our settings for the flat shifting, etc., could need changing. I'm not going to use the word wrong, because they're an initial setting that could be wrong. We know that. And they need tuning, and we know that. And I'm not suggesting that if we go out and it's not right, that anyone is to blame or anything silly like that. It's just the way it is. If I wanted to make sure they're right, I have to do the test day and set them up. It has been zoomed on the hoist here. I'm not going to do that for you on the video because it's 5 o'clock and it's a bit loud. So I've been up through the gears, and back down again, and it is doing all that good. So now we just need to make sure what it does actually on the track. All right, I lied, it's 5 to 5, but there you go. Thanks for watching. If you feel like coming along, Saturday is going to be the day to come along. I do have a garage booked, so there'll be some space out of the sunshine. It's going to be sunny. Please, sunshine. Bring the sunshine with you if you're coming along. And I believe Calvin from the Cartoon Company, a good mate of ours, he's going to come along. He's going to be my tuner fella, my plug in the laptop to the ECU, pull all its info out of it, look at it, and make sure everything's good, so that I don't have to do that. He can do that sort of stuff because he loves that sort of stuff. And we'll see if there's any improvements that can be made. Make it go faster, more faster. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye. obligatory thanks to these guys, Z1motorsports.com in America. That's where some of our brake componentry came from. Link ECUs, PDMs, ECU, dash, can lambdas, all sorts of things. DTM. The wheels, these ones have got the caps kicking around somewhere. Obviously Nixon tyres, Waikato bearings, Nissan King, Nissan King Isuzu Parts World, who used to have a big sticker on the door, but they don't now, but they're still great sponsors. These guys supplied a whole car that we chopped up and put onto this car, rear guards and roof and stuff and things. Speedflow, race cars and sheds, that's where the free car came from, basically. Montreal fiberglass, Jim Wright Nissan. Said these guys, Top Town sell the Nixon tyres and the DTM wheels. And Mark from ATL Balancing. Yes, I'm sure there's others. I've forgotten you all. Terrible, terrible person. Thanks, bye.